name the episode after the fact. That's way too much work. Instead, we'll have 1,003.5 town buildings, and I'll have to guesstimate whenever something was said. Like, I went back to look up to try to find the name of the boat and the name of your guys' employer a while ago, because I couldn't remember what it was, and I had to go and be like, okay, which one of these was it?
We have an employer?
Hey, but that was before town building, wasn't it?
I mean, it was the beginning of town building. I think it might have been just called 3.5 time or something. But
Where are my headphone cases? Oh, it's
regardless,
in my pocket, just deep
let's pull you all over here.
Oh, I need a beverage.
You need what?
Beverage.
Oh, well, go get your beverage.
I'm gonna also get a beverage while she's doing that.
I'm doing it. Cause I'm mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Got me a Sprecher Honey Crisp Apple Soda. They're delicious.
Who
Is that,
would like
is
to
that our sponsor?
hashtag not sponsored? Who
Yeah, I was
would
gonna say
just a really cool guy that we like? Anyway, who would like to recap what happened last time?
We did a lot of walking. We found to the west. We found a bunch
Yes,
of
westward
red
is
fuzzy
our
shit.
direction.
And we looked at it, and then we walked away. And we were making our way to the plains. There was also a bunch of bees, but I guess my character should know that. People probably told me that.
yeah, we
I-
definitely talked about the giant fucking bees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we have a general hope that there is a beehive
Yeah.
somewhere in the vicinity that we were at.
Yeah, that circle's where you think where you marked that you encountered the bees.
Yes.
It seemed like they came from the north.
Yes.
But also, bees get around.
Bees do get around, and giant
They
bees
don't-
especially.
Yeah. They don't always stay around, but they can get around.
I would also like to point out, I find it very funny the intimidation that people have about the giant bees, being scared of those, but the much larger singular giant spider, everyone was kind of like, it's fine. It's a big spider.
I mean,
God.
we were concerned about the giant spider, but also it's very easy to kill one giant spider compared to a whole hive of human-sized bees.
Also, the fucking stars are off.
I don't think you mentioned that to anyone. I think you kept that bit to yourself.
I was planning on talking to Terrico, but then it just didn't come up. Yeah, I talked to Terrico about this shit today.
I like the idea that this is a topic that would need to come up. I feel like the stars aren't in the right place as a big enough topic to bring up.
What it was is that it didn't come up for Katrina. Coram probably would have had more precedence in pushing it, but I didn't want to because I was sleepy and drinking.
I don't know what we're talking about.
The stars, the constellation is off.
The stars are wrong.
Degrees off or something.
The stars are wrong for like where we are, or like
For the time of year.
for the time of year.
Yeah.
Is that a fucked up
question.
thing about the island, or or not the landmass, or is that a fucked up thing with where we are in general?
Oh.
Cameron, quick question. Like, overall world, like, most of it had been explored since this continent
Yes.
just, like, popped up,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
It was a cross-continental, like, shipping vessel that
Yeah.
first encountered this massive landmass in the middle of an intercontinental shipping channel.
So,
So
if Coram
it's
is
like
concerned by that,
Australia
then-
just appeared one day.
yeah. And Australia was, like, actually in a useful shipping route.
It's it's like if Australia was between like Europe and North America.
So when Corum talks about this, I feel like
I mean, we did
Jericho
think
has,
that
like,
North America
general
just
knowledge.
magically appeared, so just throwing that out there.
so they're just a little off, right?
It's easy,
It's not
right?
that big of a deal. I mean,
I
Well, no, honestly,
Star
but
Sharks.
as you move across like land masses, the constellations are different. So if they're a little off, it's probably just because we traveled a lot from where Corum's used to.
More relative to what you would expect for this location.
Okay, so it's even worse.
and I mean,
It's
we've been
even
here
worse.
A while.
With my main
Corum
question.
has looked at the stars, presumably.
Corum is a nature boy. Like he likes
Nature
staying
boy.
out. Yeah. Yep.
This is also like the first time you guys have
I know.
camped out, like, most under the stars, really, at this point.
Corum does not have a
Um,
lot of people time. He does have a lot of star time.
So wait,
And this
am I
is new.
misunderstanding? When you said that the stars are weird, is that compared to town or compared to where Corum grew up?
What I have written down is they look off per the time of year. Like constellations are not in the correct places for the time of year that it is.
Which means that would be compared to where you usually are during this time of year, because you haven't been here.
Well, but again, we know enough about the greater world to be able to predict where they would be for this location.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that we haven't been here during this time of year yet.
Historically, navigation has been done via star charts, right? They do not
Right.
match the star charts for this part of the ocean.
Right.
Okay.
So because
But
the
is
sailors
it
have gone
something
here
that
several
seems like-
times.
Does Corum know enough about the stars from when we're like in camp or other camping things that it seems like the stars are more weird than when we're at camp, or is this just like
This has really been the first
Like-
time that you guys have camped outside in a clear view of the sky. Everything else you guys have been doing has either been like in town, where you really haven't had to sit up and watch and do anything like that. And there's been, light and other stuff going on, or you've been in the forest. This is kind of the
Or in a cave.
or in a cave
Or swamp.
or a swamp. Well, you
Lots-
never camped in the
Lots of
swamp.
enclosed locations.
You never really camped in the swamp. And also, you've had really bad weather. That's the other half of it.
we have had really bad weather?
Really shit
weather.
Um,
Jericho's
So-
main suggestion is that we just take some very detailed notes on the stars then to see if they shift dramatically more than we expect as we travel across this land. And if they
We're gonna have to
don't,
do
then
more
we'll figure
maps.
out what else is going on.
Real quick, when Cameron said we're actually it might not have been Cameron. Whoever said we were traveling westward, I had stepped away just after that, but shouted. It might have been Madison. Anyway, manifest
Fun.
destiny.
Thank you. I would like everyone. It's near the end of the day. You guys are. This is the other bit. I'm going to once again change how we're doing hexes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
It's,
Cameron,
We
you're,
weren't
kill-
confused
you're
enough.
killing me, my
it's
man.
it's still the same period of time, an hour and a
I
half,
promise I'm trying to hang with you, but like,
between each hex, each movement. But if you want to do something like searching for something, we'll spend an hour there. And if you're going to do survival, that'll be just one check for the day. Corum.
yes. Yep. I
Okay, so
understand.
this
And
is
that'll
actually
basically be your action you're
quality of
taking
life
all
instead of-
day.
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
that I'll
you-
be doing survival all day.
Yeah, because you're kind of, as you're on foot, you're collecting things. As you're walking around in a singular hex, that's kind of what you're doing.
So this is a quality of life
so
update.
can she also do cartography, or does she have to choose each
I,
day?
I would say you can take a break, probably to do. If you're taking a break, like stopping somewhere for an hour, I'd say you could probably take a break and do cartography, and that's fine.
Okay, so we can kind of count that like one of
can.
the searches.
Yeah.
Were we here? Was this where Square was?
Yes, that is where
Oh,
you guys
I thought we
are
were over
moving
here.
lastly.
No.
Um,
Nope. we
the
did
other
not
half
go
of that
up.
being, you all can take spot checks or whatever, or something like that that you could do on foot. Each hex still. That you're not, like, searching independently. So all of you could roll a spot
Have we
check
done this
each
for
time.
this hex yet?
That's is what I was about to lead into next. Thank you, Rovan. That's what I was going to lead into next and say, everyone please make a spot check.
How do I do a spot check? Because
need
my
us to
checks are
not
not
be on the
appearing on
map.
my thing.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, like.
I can just open up my character.
I guess I could do that.
I wish there was a way for me to just add that thing to this map, even though I don't have a token in the scene. That would be helpful.
Bar on the bottom.
Yeah, you can use the hotbar.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
that's
I feel like
true.
Corum has a +10.
Yeah, I'm really good at spotting. That's why I'm not doing it.
Wait, do you you have like some sort of bonus to that because you're a ranger, right?
How do I
My
get
bonus to spot is so I have
Corum, spot, alertness, wood elf, ability, and skill points.
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
How
2
did
from
you get
alertness from a
the-
ranger, 2 from a wood elf, 2 from his wisdom, and 4 from points that are put into it.
Okay, that makes sense.
I just stole all of Hector's points. That's what it was, really.
how did we get the character?
I'm not sure Hector has literally ever spotted something.
Hector's really unobservant.
How did we get the utility bar onto the map?
Do you not just have a hotbar at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen?
I do. I just didn't because I'm gonna be making presumably different checks each time, right?
Not
Or
not having
specifically-
a hotbar that's just your character sheet.
No, I have that in. Okay, so on the town map, I have Yabo, who has attack inventory features and stuff like that. I just don't know how to get that for specifically map 1 mile hex. Oh, there it is. Did you do that?
I just shoved your
Oh, we
tokens
have
in there.
tokens.
Oh, is it because my fucking token wasn't on? That's okay. That's weird.
Thank you, Cameron. That's helpful.
That,
Our tokens are not allowed on the actual map. They're off in the corner.
They are too big.
they are way too big.
Yeah, I
Terrico
love the word
is
there.
like 6 miles tall.
5 miles wide.
And also a
Um,
little
I just like
funky.
making Jericho dance.
Charity, are you gonna roll a spot check? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle,
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 wiggle.
wiggle.
Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. Lightning?
I said 1 second, and then I said my token. It won't let me work.
I say none of that
Yeah,
part
none
came
of that
through.
came through for us, buddy.
Charity is broken again.
Come
Already
on,
so broken, she even broke Discord.
it's not letting
How
me
is it
cast the
growing?
spell.
Wait, you're casting a spell?
Not casting the spell. It won't let me roll the spot. Jesus fucking Christ!
Soon charity will destroy the internet.
The new tokens?
The concept of Dungeons and Dragons will be wiped off of the internet by charity.
7.
Okay. Thank you.
All that for a 7.
I know. That's so annoying.
Here's the thing, it's not even a funny roll. Like, it would have been funny if you rolled a 1 at least.
It's just kind of like that's a bad roll, but not that bad. It's not like Hector getting a 3 and then getting a -1. Okay.
Boring.
Terrico, Corum, as you guys are walking through the plains, looking for a place to set up camp for the night, you both spot what looks to be a crumbled stone tower in the distance. It's probably about half a mile, 3/4 away from what you can estimate.
Sorry, did you say the direction?
No, I didn't. It's in this hex.
Oh, okay. I mean, that seems neat. I feel like we gotta go there. Kiriko is like desperately trying to get you guys to see. He's like, "Come on, guys, it's not that hard. I can see it." And I'm like stuck in the grass.
Terrico's
You
like
guys wanna
jumping
hear
to.
something hilarious?
What?
I spaced out while Cameron was describing that and genuinely didn't know what it was.
It's a tower.
There's a tower.
Hector's 2 carried over to Madison.
Good role playing,
That-
Madison.
We all need glasses.
That -1 is really working.
Okay, Yabo needs glasses. Hector doesn't pay attention, and Charity.
Charity's
knows
distracted.
Hector does also need
Charity's
glasses.
broken.
Charity's like chewing on a piece of horseweed.
Just staring into space
Just
with a
staring
vacant look on her
creepily into the
face.
distance.
So Corum, Terrico, we're ready to go to the tower.
Imagine Corbin and Jericho like taking us each by the shoulders and orienting us.
You know, at some point we're like, you know what? You don't even need to see it. We know where we're going. Just
Yeah.
Just follow the donkey. Just follow the donkey.
And then get in the cart.
Yabo cannot get in the cart. It will overweight the cart.
Let me reorder your tokens on this map so it's more accurate to where it would be in reality. Activate.
Activate.
Ooh, church. Church is always an exciting prospect.
I really wish there was an easy
But
way
also,
for me to like just
Oh.
hide the name. I guess there's a navigation name. That's too
Stop
much work.
naming the thing that it is.
Well, I could do a navigation name, but that's too much work.
we'll know it's a church soon enough.
Exactly.
It's not as bad as the
Yeah, I
time.
always
It's not as bad as the time I went. Boss name layer on the map. Some of my party went, huh.
Huh. Wonder what that could be.
It's definitely not the boss, right?
I
Anyway.
always forget to even look up there. So Madison had said church. I was like, ooh, how'd she figure that out? So it worked perfectly fine for
I
me.
did the same thing until I looked up at the corner.
See, that's what I rely on, is you guys not being perceptive enough as human beings, but then one of you always, like, rolls a 10 or above, and then it's like, oh, hey, look at this! And it's like, god damn it, why did you have to say something? No one else noticed.
I think that's
The
like
numbers
one
were
part of
switched
UI
between
that I just
equals.
always forget.
Jordan had a 9, Trevor had a 7, Madison had a 17. Madison said something because of her 17, and then Jordan immediately looked because of his 9, knowing that there might have been something. And then Trevor was like, "There's a corner?"
Anyway,
I just blocked
Trevor
out that part
said
of the
where
UI.
it
I'm like,
was.
I don't need to use it. Whatever.
you guys come across this mostly hexagonal shaped ruin. You can kind of see the roof kind of slopes off in different panels. From the side, kind of slate roof, you can see some various caved in parts, some
The way
stained
the
glass.
shadows work on this shit is fucking like, it looks cool as fuck.
Some stained glass, kind of shattered and caved inwards. There's kind of some crumbled ruins on, like, inside the thing. You see a tall kind of more hexagonal, or not hexagonal, octagonal. It's an octagon, not a hexagon.
Yeah, Cameron.
More
Learn to sound
octagonal
right.
kind of tower, kind of
Shape.
looming out of the center of the building. Everyone, please make me another spot check.
You can't see it the way we see it, right?
If I
Because
click
you
on your
don't have
tokens,
the
I can.
shaders, right?
I can see it if I click on your tokens.
Okay. Click on our tokens and look at
I'm
the
aware of
shaders.
how it looks.
I hit double digits, you guys.
Hey, and that looks funny.
Hey.
It looks rad.
Oh my god, Corum.
What the fuck? Was I the only not 20?
Hey.
No.
No.
You got a natural 20.
You were the only not 10 or
Still
above.
better.
Um,
This is ridiculous. I'm getting
The first
glasses.
thing I want to do. The first thing I want to do is I want to find a nice bushel that's next to a tree that is off this battle map and tie our donkey to it.
Okay.
Cameron, what do glasses give you? +2? Please say that will give
Yes,
+2.
please banish the donkey. Just him being on the screen makes me nervous.
Charity's like, there's a
You know what I
building.
love?
I had forgotten that wolf was our donkey.
No, it's
so I
not.
was kind of waiting
It's
for
not a
Cameron to
wolf.
give me
It's
that
a
perfect
dire
description.
badger. That looks like a wolf. That's actually a donkey. And wagon.
I thought we just hadn't gotten to whatever beast this was yet.
No. Anyway, Charity, Terrico, Cora. Well, let's start with Terrico. Terrico, you see there's something kind of hiding behind the far
Why is
side
Jericho in the front? I know
of...
he can see, but
Because him and Corum were leading you here.
Because they were the ones that knew where it was.
that's fair.
Um,
Okay.
Anyway, Terrico, you kind of see like this kind of shape kind of poking through part of the crumbled wall up on the roof of the kind of lower part of the building. Charity, Corum, you see this as well, but you can kind of get a more complete picture of it.
I'm
It's
so mad.
kind of dull, metallic. You can kind of make out a faint kind of silhouette of what looks like a bird head kind of pieced together as if it was made of different mechanics. Its mouth's kind of its kind of bottom of its beak's kind of hanging loosely down as it kind of stands there. It's not tiny, but it's not huge. It's probably a piece of clockwork about Terrico's size, all in all. And it seems to have positioned itself some way on this roof for some reason.
Hey, what's that weird shape?
A bird.
Is it like a new bird, or is it like a bird you know? Like,
Like a
Like a robot
statue
bird. Like-
robot bird. You know how we had the robot thingies?
bird.
Yeah, bot bird. A bird bot.
Oh my goodness! Wait. Does it
Wait,
look
wait,
like
here,
a
wait,
movie?
wait. Let me help you. And I pick up Terrico.
Okay.
I
Oh, there we
take
go.
Jericho
Okay, I
from
can see it
Corum and I
now.
yeet him at the roof.
Terrico, roll me a knowledge engineering check.
Please do not eat our little buddy.
He'll die.
He won't die. He'll land on the roof.
It'll
Die.
die.
Terrico, now thanks to Corum kind of pointing this out and moving you in a better position, kind of holding you up above his head like you would hold a toddler or an infant up to get a better view of
How's that
something.
feel? Jericho,
Like
how's
the
that
Lion
feel?
King.
You can see and identify this as a messenger bird. They're typically sent out. They're quite expensive and not sent out very frequently. They're less preferred than telegram lines, but in places where those are not installed and not reachable, these are kind of the best alternative for relatively quick traversal of sending a one message and getting a response back.
Intriguing. Does it look like a model that Terrico is familiar with from where we're from, or does it look
Yes.
entirely unique?
It's a little more modern than you're used to. It seems to be a little bit more on the
modern.
more cutting edge size, but it's definitely something that you could understand how it worked if you could
I'm going to run to the
get a
bathroom
closer
real
look
quick.
at it.
And does it look like it has a message / waiting for a message? I don't know exactly how I could tell that. But Jericho
From
could.
where you're at, you really can't make a good heads or tails of it. If you had to guess, it probably has one. It wouldn't make much sense for there to be one of these without a
Yeah.
message nearby or within it already. One thing you
I
do
guess my
kind of
question was
notice
just
is kind of rusted over this kind of dull patina, kind of brass and copper. Is you can see some kind of navy blue, almost like dirtied inlays and some of the kind of finer filigree things.
Man, that's just not. That's not just a robot bird, guys. That is a fancy robot messenger bird. I have no idea why it's here, though. It's one of the most impressive ones I've ever seen, and yet it's here.
Maybe
Probably has
got
a
a
message.
message from the one guy, or from that one place where I
You're-
got really depressed. You know.
You get a FaceTime from the
Wait,
depression
you're saying that
ghost.
Depression monster is sending us hate mail?
Corm's face goes white.
You're being cyberbullied by a ghost.
Also, to understand you properly, so can Corum, or not Corum, also wait, sorry. First thing first. How high up is this bird? Like, how
Not
far
bad.
away is it?
The roof's probably 20-25 feet off the ground. It's kind of a tall base building. So the bird, where it's at, is kind of more high on the steeple. Straight down from the bottom of the bird's feet through the roof to the ground, probably 35-40 feet.
Okay.
Or 30-40 feet,
And,
somewhere in there. It's kind of over
uh,
this way.
with these things, can Terraco tell if it's, like, on, or is it just, like, in a waiting mode or something?
You'd have to get closer to really inspect that, kind of the finer internal clockworks of it. But from where you can see, and what you can kind of make out on it, at a glance, it seems to have been at least pretty badly damaged from the state of its beak.
Ah, okay. And lastly, I also understand that this is hard to tell at a distance. Can he tell, like you said, it's really fancy, but it looks a little patinaed and a little dirtied. Do I have a rough idea of how long it might have been here, or is that just impossible to tell this far away?
You'd have to get closer to try to investigate that.
Okay.
But it's definitely not a brand new thing that's been sent here.
Okay, I really, really want to just tell, like, Yellow to throw a grappling hook, because I feel like I remember us specifically saying that we have one, and just go up and check it immediately, but we should probably look inside the building first. But, I want to look at the bird.
The grappling
do
hook is on the
some
donkey.
recon here.
Okay.
I'd put Terrico back down.
Thank you.
You were holding it this whole time.
Terrico's like
I also
squinting.
want to imagine.
Cooperation.
He's like doing like
I also
the
want to imagine, like you said, it was the Lion King pose the entire time.
he's doing like the little Terrico's does the little like pinhole like circle in front of your eye thing to kind of focus in better, and like kind of like wiggling his head and trying to block out some of the light that's kind of coming fadingly through these stained glass windows that are standing. Before Corum sets him back safely on the ground while Charity is tying up. What was the donkey's name again?
Was it Tom?
Tintan? Tom.
Come.
That tracks.
Okay, I have
that's
I have updated the character sheet for the donkey.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
Tom
pretty
with
sure-
a Y.
Tom with a Y. Oh.
Yeah, it's TYM.
Wait, why did we skip to Y when we have U that we haven't used yet?
Also,
Well, I don't
TYM
know
would be
why.
Tim, wouldn't it?
I thought.
That was my thought.
That would be my instinct.
Well, I have it as TYM on my character sheet. It could be Tom. I can change it.
Tum.
Tum.
Okay.
Yeah, Katrina. Why do you get to pick the spelling of the donkey's name?
On my
The
sheet.
donkey doesn't care about its name. It doesn't know what's on its birth
'Cause you're
certificate.
the only one who bothers to write notes with the real answer. But
What is everyone doing?
so just to double check, there are windows on this thing.
Yeah, they're kind of. Some of them are kind of shattered and broken, but for the most part, they're kind of these tall, steepled, like stained glass mosaics. More kind of a less intentional pattern and more just kind of a menagerie of color.
I got
Kind of
saved those for that
kaleidoscopic.
one girl I went on a date with. It was Hannah. Hannah
So
likes rhinestones.
Are they at like
In
a height
real
that,
life,
like,
or,
we
like-
could see through?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
No, that was one
They're
of Corin's
they're
feet
they're at
pics.
like the height you'd see at a window in a normal building. They're like pretty tall. They go almost up to like the ceiling. So they're like 10-foot windows for the most part. But you can look in and kind of see.
Were you
Okay, how
in
about you
real
guys
life
stay
for
here,
Katrina?
and as Terrako
Yeah.
says,
I don't know. Maybe you just
How would
forgot to
I be-
mention it.
How would I be saving the glass in the game in real life for a girlfriend?
Oh, I didn't hear you say save it.
I
I
also
thought
couldn't hear that part. I
I-
thought you
Oh.
said something
about
telling
reminding
her
you of
good
a
or
girl
something.
you
Yeah.
just dated or something, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why did you never
But I
mention this?"
but I did remember that Hannah was one of the speed dates.
Oh, speed dates. I missed that part. Okay. Can we
Okay.
just go in? Yabo's getting impatient.
I mean, yeah, I asked what everyone's
I'm
doing.
trying to say I want to recon it, but then we had to talk about Katrina's fake girlfriend.
She was
Yabo begins to walk through the door. If someone wants to stop
No.
him,
Yabo
Jesus
Yabo,
Christ,
stop.
guys, I was gonna say let me just peek through the windows.
I was gonna check out the foundation of the building and make sure it seems structurally sound.
I try to help Terko up and then realize I'm definitely not strong enough.
And they're also tall enough where he can see through them on his tippy toes.
Yeah, I still try to help, and then I realize.
Okay, Hector, roll me a knowledge engineering check. This really isn't your forte.
But my daughter is a stonemason.
Yeah, so like you've had experience with this, but it's not really your wheelhouse.
is this a situational +1 type of thing, or?
No, it's he's not trained in it, but I'm going to let him make the check.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for being a ruin, it seems pretty solid. You see a couple of the parts that have kind of collapsed inwards seem to be mostly non-structural. There's some damage to the windows, but for the most part, the foundation seems to be safe.
Relay all of this.
Terrako, you look in the window, you see some kind of a little muddled red carpet, some parts where the roof has collapsed. You see one of those light crystals that you found in the insect lair, kind of sitting in a sconce on the door, kind of faintly flickering in and out, kind of pulsing its kind of dull light. You see some shattered glass on the ground. And you see a couple of doors leading into that center tower, and some more walls kind of surrounding it. Coram, you do a walk of the perimeter. You see mostly the same thing all around. It's pretty symmetrical. You see that like one of the walls has kind of collapsed inwards, and there's some more structural damage from the roof there that you could get in. You see one of the doors has fallen inward, and some dirt and mud has been tracked inside. And one of the sconces has fallen off the wall.
Cool.
What's everyone doing?
Do we want to go through the same door or separate?
I mean, I don't know if you guys can see these, but there's a door at every diagonal.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
can.
Let's go in pairs.
Alright. Okay.
Or all through one.
Maybe.
Let's not anyone be separate.
Let's not split the party at all.
Okay.
Splitting the party will lead to death.
We'll just go through this one that we're already standing in front of.
Interesting. Those are some interesting rolls. All right.
I think he's bullshitting. I don't think the rolls were interesting or relevant at all. I think they were all ends and they didn't mean anything to begin with.
I hope that you're correct, babe.
Rock, paper, scissors. Who wants to go first?
I walked through the door.
Yabo, you open the door. You walk
Alright,
through.
Yabo rushes in.
Boom. The whole thing explodes in a nuclear explosion.
You see some.
Alright, well, Yabo's dead.
You see some toppled tables. There's some stone statuettes shattered on the ground. Various shards of glass. Bits of collapsed rubble from the roof. Beyond that, where you are currently standing, you do not see anything of note.
I don't see any danger. Come on in.
I'll step up. I have my hand on my sword.
Okay.
I got my hand where my hip be at.
Put your
And
hand
where you hit
on
me
your
at?
hip. Put your hand on my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Oh, I accidentally closed the door. And then Terrico tried to get out of my way while I was trying to move to where Terrico moved to.
Hector, what's your listen modifier or your spot modifier?
Who?
Hector, what's your spot modifier?
Oh gosh.
I'm stepping away a moment.
My modifier is -1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's everyone doing? Terrico, you kind of, where you're at, you kind of see this kind of shattered. Not necessarily. It doesn't look like it's from the window. The window you're at's mostly intact, but there's kind of this shattered pile of glass powder and rounded shards on the ground next to you.
Do all the other, I guess, walls like this have similar glass
Amateur.
shards or anything
Nope.
that looks less broken?
No. You can roll a spot check for me though.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm,
thank you.
okay.
Most of the things are kind of just broken stone idols of various various creatures, people. One's kind of a giant like fish almost. There's a guy in like plate mail standing there with a sword. You see one of them's an angel kind of reaching her arms spread out towards the heaven. Yeah, just various different statues of different people, different positions, kind of shattered, broken on the floor. Some toppled over racks of various supplies, some incense that are kind of damp and mildewy at this point. Scrolls of
I mean, I don't.
paper that have kind of run, their inks kind of ran onto the nice carpet. What's everyone doing?
I mean, I don't expect this to be the case, but do the stone idols look like any type that we're is it like a replica of a famous or common statue that we're used to?
Roll a knowledge religion.
We're rolling all kinds of funky knowledge
technically
checks
don't
this
have
week, aren't
that.
we?
I
don't have
should I just roll
engineering
like
either.
a check?
It'll still let you roll it if you go to it on your character sheet.
Yeah, just
'Cause it let me roll the
roll.
engineering.
Yeah, just roll an intelligence check. That's fine. These are not any deities that you recognize.
Unless someone would like to try to stop me, I attempt to open this door right in front of me.
It opens. You see a spiral staircase spiraling upwards. You also notice that there is the other part of the staircase going downwards into a subfloor that has collapsed. Do you have dark vision?
Do I have dark vision?
I believe
think
you
so.
do.
You can double check my character
Um,
sheet, but I believe I do.
Racial. It's not listed in racial traits. I'm
Not in-
pretty
Where did you
sure.
get it from?
If you were to have it, I would think that would be where it would come
It's
from.
night or dark vision. Yeah, 60 feet. Senses. There it is. Okay. Yeah, but
Oh,
you.
where's that?
It's under senses. Under something. I forgot what it was under. Under attributes. Attributes, traits, senses.
I do not have
You see kind of a pile of. Actually, I'm trying to think of how deep it would be. No, you don't see the bottom.
Okay.
But you bet that if you could see it, there would be a pile of something there.
Yeah.
Can I use this? I would like to move forward and look downward more and see if I can't see more of it.
You see a kind of smooth stone, concrete kind of cylinder where this spiral staircase would have been. You see about 60 feet down, and then you just kind of see inky blackness.
Okay. There was a staircase in here.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
One up.
I
It
really
goes
wanna
up
go
and
up.
down.
I really want to go up to get that robot bird.
So we don't see anything else of note in this room, at least just looking around.
No. Charity, are you trained in knowledge, religion, or history? You are trained in both.
I'm trained in all knowledges.
Yes. Well, it was more. Do you have points in them, where it would be relevant to rolling two separate skill checks or not? I'll let you roll a knowledge religion and a knowledge history, please. And these will both be contributing to the same result, as to pointing to what you know. In the meantime, yeah. Okay, so 19 on history
And religion?
and a religion, please. And a 16 on religion.
Pretty good.
So as you are walking around and Yabo's doing things, you're all kind of examining the area. You can kind of recognize from you're not the most religious person, but you were, as part of your formal education, taught various aspects of religion and history and how they've affected the world at large.
He's also raised in a church.
Yeah, you've got you're not religious, but you know of religion is what I'm getting at.
Cleric.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything. You're a doctor, first and foremost. A priest second.
Charity minored in religious studies.
Is a cleric.
Yeah, she still knows about this stuff, is what I'm getting at. Regardless, you recognize a few of the figures from your history textbooks and things.
Too, and she gets a -1, so.
Why are people from
but-
our histories doing on this brand new continent?
Beyond that, most of them are almost prehistory at this point. It's just kind of whispers and things. But aside that, as you're kind of looking around, you notice several more recent aspects of things that are being worshipped. As you're kind of sifting through the rubble, you see, for example, a pair of merchant scales, kind of engraved with different symbols and symbology of a commerce deity. And the kind of angelic statue you recognize as a deity of a more modern deity within the past couple centuries of salvation and penance. So as you're kind of going around doing that, Hector, Yabo, Corum.
Deities so ancient you've never heard of them. Deities ancient enough to where you have heard of them, and deities so modern it doesn't make sense for them to exist here. Wild. Yabo wasn't there for that. That's unfortunate.
I mean,
I relate all the information he just told me.
okay.
That
No,
okay.
yeah,
That's
says
just like-
that.
That was just like the thought that Charity was having in her own head, right?
What I just said?
No. No,
just-
but Cameron just told Charity.
Yeah, and then I just
Oh,
said
okay.
I relay everything he just said.
I see.
Because I'm lazy and I don't want to reword it in Charity's words right now. Because there's a lot of words.
The other part being there are deities you do not recognize as well. There's a couple of
Yeah.
those.
I don't know that I want to go ahead until someone else at least comes in with me.
I'll go with you.
Where shall we go, Hector? Up or down?
Well, down is a pit.
A pit that might be something.
A
It's just
pit that is at
inky
least
black.
60 feet
But we
deep.
know that the bird is up and that Terrica wants to
That's
go
true.
there.
Up we shall go.
Okay.
Terrico, shall you come?
As we go up, I want to check that the stairs are like structurally sound.
Roll a knowledge engineering
So-
check.
A lot of knowledge checks being made by this ragtag group.
At least this one makes sense.
I mean, most of them make sense too.
Is this place
Yeah,
a
that's true.
dungeon?
But
So, Terrico, as you're kind of waiting for anyone to step on this, you quickly look down at the pit, see that there's still some kind of support beams in place from various parts of the thing. It's not going to be the safest ascent, but you can put together that this should hold if you go at least one at a time.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
6 deep. All right, let's go. I'm just kidding.
I make sure to tell people that we are only doing this one at a time because this is a little sketch, and I'll scurry on up a little bit since I'm the latest one.
Okay.
What's the max size for make hole?
I also feel that Terrico is
Literally.
literally our scout.
Yes.
Make
Corum
hole.
is our scout in
He's
the
good
open
at
10
that.
battle.
cubic feet per level. Okay.
Corum feels weird about that.
I'm assuming the staircase is more than 20 cubic feet.
Yes, it is. Considering it is at least 60 feet deep.
Yeah.
That being said, you could repair up to 30 cubic feet of it, and go from there if you want.
Oh, WHOLE. I was trying to figure out how a hole would be helpful.
There's already one right there. Why would we want to make the hole?
That sounds like the opposite of what we want.
No, it's just better mending. Is what it is.
Anyway, Terrico, you make your way up the spiral. There's a few various lengths of chain supporting the similar lanterns with these kind of light crystals kind of faintly flickering. Some of them have fallen down to the ground and shattered. As you make your way up to the top of this tower, it's about 60, 70 feet in the air. You see out the window access to the roof if you were to manage to cross kind of one of these 5-foot gaps at a side to get access to the bird. But once you ascend to the top, you have kind of a nice, clear view of the area around you.
You
So
don't have a map for
Okay,
that.
so there's definitely. Okay, yeah, sorry. It's just this tower. There's no other floors, right?
yes, it's there's the basement, but it's the ground floor
Yeah.
and then kind of the outlook overview panorama tower. I mean, it's pretty open. It's mostly supported by kind of 4 pillars on each of the diagonals, so you have a good 360 view around you. You notice that there's kind of a bell and the various mechanisms kind of up in the steeple where you would be able to ring it if you so wished. That seemed to be in pretty good condition.
Let's not ring it.
Yeah, let's
I
default to
agree.
not ringing the bell. That seems cursed.
Okay.
You know when you
it
tell
seems
someone
pretty
not
steady.
to touch the red button?
So it seems pretty sturdy. There's only the only reason to come up here is basically to get to the roof. But I want that bird. Can somebody go back to the cart and get some of the rope or something, and maybe Corum can come up here and one of us can try and get it?
Heck yeah, but
Sorry, Yabo and Hector. I'm just worried that you're gonna be too big for this staircase since it's a little sketch.
I understand.
We're dense. I mean, that's just a fact.
As they both kind of stand there flexing to each other.
Beefy boys.
Charity kind of does the same thing, but it does the cartoon where the bicep falls to the bottom of the arm.
We did in fact flex at each other, just FYI.
Yaba
I was
kind of
actually imagining that Charity during that time was just I wonder if I could draw blood or something. Like, Charity doesn't actually want to flex.
I feel
she's
like
just
Charity was
"Hmm."
lifting her arm to look at her bicep while pinching it and realizing there's nothing there.
I think she knows.
Anyway, Corum, you go back to the cart. You get rope. What's yours and Terrico's plan?
um,
I'm gonna run away a minute.
that's a good question.
In real life.
So
While they are up there, I'm going to just look for shit to take.
Okay,
Out
roll
here.
roll a search check.
And I'm just gonna start putting it in the cart.
Into just taking armfuls of stuff.
Yeah. Oh damn, 6.
Most everything you
Good at
look,
jumping.
you kind of hunt and search around and look, but everything you seem to find is mostly, it's mostly ruined. It's either broken, shattered glass, ripped water damaged paper. You find there's some empty like ink files and stuff, but nothing that's too intangibly worthwhile. You find a couple. You find a couple of stray silver coins and copper coins, kind of sitting in what you would assume to have been offering dishes. There's 2 silver coins and 20 copper coins.
I'm not taking them.
Yeah.
Somebody else wants to.
No.
Well,
Again,
I already wrote it in
Earth.
plain salute, so I guess I will.
That sounds like a very fast way to get cursed.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
still
also,
getting
hey,
them.
also,
That's
Corum,
not
you're
about
going
them, we're
upstairs. You're not there when Charity finds this stuff.
I think that maybe, like, Hector's mom is kind of superstitious, and Hector's not as much, but, like...
You grow up
still
in that
don't do something
household.
Stupidly obvious as taking the money out of the offering basket at the potentially haunted church.
Yeah. Anyway, Corum,
Shouldn't be here.
Terrico, you guys make your way up the stairs to about the window that would give you roof access. What is your guys' plan?
How good are you at climbing, Corum?
Corum isn't bad, right?
We have the
Yeah,
climbing
Corum-
kits with us, too.
Corum
I feel like
can
you should be
climb.
better at it than me.
Corum
Okay.
can climb, Corum can jump. We should tie the rope off before I do either. Or, wait, no.
Yeah.
I'm-
We have a climbing kit with us, too. You would have to go back to the cart again, but...
I'm gonna say that I grabbed it.
Okay.
Okay. How far away is the bird from here, Cameron?
From the stairwell to the window is about 5 feet. From the window to the top of the
Oh.
roof, it's probably about 5 feet.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was worse.
If you were to go from the top of the tower down, it would be like 40 feet.
And that's where the
Okay.
bird is?
On the roof. The ground floor roof.
The building roof.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
so the bird's
Okay.
only 5 feet away from this.
Getting to the roof to get to the bird is about 5 feet away. Yeah, it's directly to the bird from the stairwell is probably closer to like 8 feet. It's not like up against the wall.
Okay.
But there's a
Well,
hole?
I mean, 5 feet is hard for me to go up. So, Cora, maybe I can help you tie the rope.
Yes,
and...
please.
Okay. Use rope. Alright, I'm tying the rope off to...
Yeah.
Like you said that there's like mechanisms and stuff in here that I could tie it to. I feel like
So are you up the top of the
There's gotta be
roof,
something,
or are
right?
you on the stairwell still?
on the stairwell.
Okay. Yeah, there's some like chains hanging from the ceiling, that are supporting the kind of lanterns.
Okay.
Um,
Great. Alright.
And then I have to get to the window.
Anyway, this
Right.
this is sort of what the
Yeah.
situation looks like here, where you've got the stair, you've got the window, you've got the roof and the bird, and then
Okay.
some chains in the background.
Okay. And I see. Thank you very much for the picture. And the window's broken, yeah, so Corin could
Yeah,
just like jump
yeah.
through.
Yeah, these aren't like glass windows or anything. They're shattered. They're knocked out. If there ever was actual glass in them in the first place.
Alright, I guess another question. How big is this bird?
It's
Normal bird size, right?
no, it's about your
What's your
size.
size?
Oh, it's my size.
Yeah, it's
So if I get over there, I might just grab the bird and then go all the way
it's
to the
Terrico
ground.
size, but also made of clockwork. So
Okay.
presumably heavier than Terrico.
Okay. Hmm.
I will get it to the ground.
Okay. Is there any way
Right,
we can
'cause
help
this
you
is
with that?
the
I just
base
really don't want you to
rock.
fall.
I'm tied in, right?
Yeah, but I don't want you to fall, and I don't want you to drop the bird. That might be like 80% of what I'm worried about.
Yabo. Stand up.
Huh?
Stand outside
Can you
and
spot
help
Corum?
me make sure that we don't break this bird. I need you on the ground, and I'm gonna get
Okay.
it down to you.
Is it less than 30 cubic feet?
What?
Yes, it is less than 30
cubic
cubic
feet.
feet.
But I can fix it if it breaks.
I would still rather not, but I really appreciate it, Charity.
Oh, wait, if we have if we have Hector and Yabo take one of the tents and just hold it out like a trampoline.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay, go outside,
I'd
friends.
still suggest that Corum, tries to go down in a nice controlled manner, but that is a good backup.
That was always my plan.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't planning on just jumping or dropping the bird. Or...
So where do
No.
I need to be? Like here?
like,
Sure. That's yes,
Yeah, but-
beautiful.
Yeah, we'll go over here.
Okay.
I go there.
Okay.
Okay, so I gotta jump first, right?
Yeah, make a jump check.
Right? Fingers crossed.
Oh, we're actually moving our characters. Okay.
I
Oh,
thought.
wait, I thought you were using the rope to get down.
No, I have to get.
Wait, okay. Sorry.
Oh,
Here,
I
sorry,
right?
to get to the.
I missed
I'm
the
here.
yellow lines.
I
What
gotta
are
get there.
these?
It's just a drawing.
It's just the drawing of the
We've
situation.
got a tent stretched out so we can catch Corum and or the bird.
All right,
If
Cora,
needed.
you kind of like take 2 steps back, kind of backing up against the center column of this stairwell. You kind of running, jump, dive through the window, kind of tumble as you catch yourself on the roof. You're kind of backward force as you jump off the pretty, it's relatively safe but still fairly precarious center pillar. Is enough to make it kind of sway slightly, Terrico. You kind of have to grab like the guardrail, and you hear kind of a creak, creak before it settles back into its kind of resting position. Still a little wobbly, but you have made it onto the roof. You are within range of walking to the bird. What do you do?
I want to check it out first, just to see how fragile it is and how heavy it is.
Okay.
And also if it has any like knives on it. Like, is it gonna hurt me if I try to grab
Is there
it?
a poison needle on this?
Roll a spot check.
Good at spotting.
It is you kind of look at it, give it a quick once over. You notice that it's not it doesn't look like it's trapped in any way, shape, or form. There's a couple of like sharp edges kind of in the metalwork, but nothing that's super dangerous. You kind of go and lift it up a little bit. It's probably 80-90 pounds all in all. But as you kind of move it, you can kind of hear a creak, kind of a creaking of scraping metal on metal. As you kind of set it back down, you see kind of what looks to be like a fine rust powder kind of coming off of it, as well as kind of some aged copper dust kind of blue-green onto the ground beneath you.
Beautiful. I put the sack over it. Just cover it with the sack.
It's too big to be covered with a sack.
Can I cover?
You can cover. Are you covering your
Can I
head?
cover its head?
Okay, yeah, you cover its head with the sack.
Okay.
It looks like it's ready to be executed.
Falling back to his bird instincts is all.
Hey. 80 pounds. That's the size of the, fine. Okay. I want to.
You can kind of hear a faint tick, tick, ticking standing next to it.
Beautiful. Guys, it might be a bomb. I'm gonna wrap my arms around it.
It's clockwork. Just because it doesn't mean it's a bomb. That's how it works.
Such a fucking that's such a leap in logic. That's so fucking funny. I'm sorry.
Is it the Clockmaster?
I just wanted to that's the bomb in a super old building.
Corum like has a
It's
has
bomb and is going to hold it carefully and try to get down.
it's like Corum has a
Fox is
moment
up-
where he like thinks about just diving, belly sliding down the slope of the roof into the tent, away from the bomb as it blows up behind him like an action puppet show star.
Terrica would kill me. So instead, I just wrap my arms around it, and like I put the rope, pull it taut, and then put it underneath my legs, and slowly try to like inch my way down the roof.
Okay. You kind of hold on, let me take a roll me a balance check, Corum.
Balance check? Fuck. Alright.
Is that a skill?
Oh, fuck.
No.
So
Okay, be ready, Abba, be ready.
as you are kind of waddling your way forward, it's it rained a little bit earlier in the day. It's a little slick. As you kind of make it like 2 steps down the way, kind of holding this thing, you lose your footing, fall backwards. The bird kind of landing on your chest. You're a little bit winded for a moment as you water slide down the side of the roof. I would like Hector and Yabo to make me reflex saving throws, please.
Oh boy.
Well, I can also make Corum whole too, so.
Dude, what are my fucking numbers today, dog? Oh
Si-
wow, holy shit. Whoa, what the fuck?
You're like you're a monk or something. Anyway, so as you are sliding down, you just kind of go, "Oh shit!" Cough. Hector, Yabo hear this, quickly turn their gazes up to watch you sliding down. Walk about 10 feet away, tighten the burlap tent, hold it about 4 or 5 feet above the ground as you and this heavy bird slam into it, softening your fall where you only take 3 points of falling damage, of non-lethal bludgeoning damage as you
Hey,
fall.
That's not
Um,
bad. We helped.
And
That was a good plan.
you kind of,
guys.
I would like someone to roll a percentile. Corum, roll me a percentile.
Oh, my bird.
Do you think you rolled higher or lower than I did?
Shit. Lower.
Can I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6?
I rolled lower than your 31. So as you kind of bounce, let it go of the bird, it kind of crashes into the ground, and you see various bits of rust and metal kind of flake out as some of the internal mechanisms spring outward. A couple of springs and gears go flying into the underbrush. As
On his hands and knees and tries to find these springs.
As you do that, Terrico, you see Corum walking waddling with a giant bird towards the side of the roof, take a couple steps down, and immediately begin sliding. What are you doing in the meantime?
I mean, I don't know if there's anything I can do. I just like.
You just,
um.
I mean, you running down and panicking is a valid response. Standing there and accepting it is also
Jericho-
valid.
I think Terrico like takes 2 steps down and then is like, oh, fuck, we want this rope back. It's alright. Like 2 steps down, he hears the crash. And he's like, fuck. I might as well untie the rope so we can take it with us.
Terrico's
I appreciate
very
that.
depressed, untying the rope. Okay.
Cast Make Whole on the bird.
Except a complete rare is an object made of any substance, even with multiple breaks, to be strong as new. A magic item made whole. It cannot mend magic rods or stones. It operates like mending. It will. Small breaks or tears, broken objects, providing one break exists. Not warps. Okay. Does it. One object up to 10 cubic feet? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. That's a reasonable way of reading that. Okay, you cast Make Whole. You kind of hunt around the area, grabbing things, throwing them together as a flash of inspiration comes to you, and this bird mostly assembles itself in front of you. But as this is kind of more on the technological side, while it is complete and everything is there, it remains to be seen as if its function has been completely restored.
Terrico might have to put it back together, but he has all the pieces.
Exactly.
Everything's there.
It's a good place to start.
I like to imagine that this happened before Terrico got down the stairs. He was like, ah, shit. And he walks out this door and he's like, how bad is it? Oh, shit, it's perfect. Woo! You did it, guys.
That's 100% what happens too.
Also, Corum, are you okay?
Corum is still heavily breathing from, first of all, the Corum weighted bird falling on his chest. And then also scrambling around to try to find these pieces.
Yeah, that's fair.
Corum, what are you looking for? You're good, right? The bird's good? Everyone's good? Great
Yeah,
play.
my
Good job,
dignity.
Hector and Yamo.
My dignity. That's all that matters. Okay.
Corum has been trying to find it this whole fucking campaign.
There's a reason Corum lives in the woods alone. He's working on it.
One of them.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. So, can I check out the bird for a message?
Roll me a knowledge engineering, and while you're rolling that, I'm going to feed my cat and turn on a light.
Good multitasking.
Excuse me. Perfectly average.
There's an average.
I'm just talking about the straight
Well,
roll.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, gotcha.
The fact that I put a +8 into this helps.
Okay. Terrico. As you kind of inspect the bird, while it's been put back together, and as well as Make Whole can do it, it's not going to remove any of the rust and patina and stuff. It is at its current stage not functioning, but you think given
Did Make
a couple
Whole-
hours in
sorry,
decent
did
light,
Make Whole fix,
um,
Make Whole fix the beak that you said was broken?
yeah, that was that the beak's fixed, but the mechanics inside are still all kind of jumbled up and misaligned.
Okay. Yeah.
You, as you are in the process of inspecting this, notice that it is engraved and branded with the Almara Trading Company's kind of signature A, and that's the different blue and gold kind of inlaid of their kind of color scheme. to match it, but you think given a few hours and decent light, you would be able to restore it to functioning order. I would also like you to roll a... let me take a look at your sheet here. I am going to say you can roll me a... just a knowledge check. Just roll me a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
First course was gumbo, so I didn't have any. I heard it was great. Course was a salad, which I also didn't get.
Okay.
It looked fantastic.
Not too hard of a check, luckily. Just more of a memory kind of thing. As you're poking around inside, you look at the
Is he still there?
coordinates, the kind of internal system that would determine where this would be landing, where its intended landing position would have been, and you look at the numbers, kind of latitude and longitude, and remember that these numbers, while it's not where it was probably intended to end up, were and is in fact the correct numbers where, or location where the planned landing for the goldenrod when you guys arrived here 3.5 months ago
It was all other
was
people's
intended to be.
recipes, yeah. So, yeah.
So presumably the numbers would be where your town currently is.
But we're how many miles off?
But yeah, you guys are a several days journey away. You are,
And,
what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14 miles away. Which is well outside the typical margin of error for one of these messenger birds, especially one that is this kind of high quality and expense put into it.
Intriguing. Okay, I have thoughts on that, but I think I'll mention them to Corum later because it mostly. So, like, does the bird have a message?
Yes, there is a message as well as the kind of return disk that you would use to record a return message. But again, at this point in time, it is non-functional.
I've been misunderstanding the whole time. I thought it was like carrying a scroll.
No, it is the mechanics of the bird that recite like a verbal message. It's basically it carries like a record inside of it, and then the head mechanics and vocals of the bird plays back and or records a message for a recipient.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for not realizing that. Okay.
So you kind of see a big
Good
blank,
guys.
like a big blank kind of glass disc, kind of tucked into its kind of compartment on the side, and the one that's kind of presently mounted in its mouth.
So, guys, this was supposed to go to our landing site. And also, according to its internal mechanisms, it was right.
Like, it landed where it thought it was supposed to?
Yeah, or at least close enough. And where it was supposed to land was our site, that, like, the coordinates that we had figured out months ago. I think this is probably related to why the stars feel weird. I'm kind of wondering, although it sounds crazy, if the whole landmass is slowly moving.
The other thing you notice,
Like if we were on the back of a turtle.
is, in fact, also, the materials are much more aged and weathered than you would have expected in the time you've been here. They're at least several years foregone.
Oh,
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting. And how
Wait,
long
now
has
I
this
need to
mission
know.
been, like... I mean, the continent only cropped up, like, a year ago or something, right?
Yes, it's fairly recent.
Huh.
so it looks several years old. For a place that's only been here for a year.
And it would have been sent out within the past few months.
Yeah.
And it landed in the wrong right place.
And it definitely seems like sorry, I lost my train of thought. The where is not something that would have happened before I got here. It's too fancy for that. It would have come immediately. It might have even come from the... I forget who we talked to, but the owner of the company or whatever, who had all the fancy clocks, because he was so intrigued by clockwork. This might be his personal bird. It's been here for what looks like a decade.
Not a decade.
You thought time is moving differently, and that's very scary.
Yeah, I would honestly rather be on the turtle.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
should we camp out for what we perceive to be the night and then head back to town?
What we perceive to be the night. Yeah, I mean, unless if you guys wanted to use the rope and climbing stuff to try and figure out what's going on with the pit.
I think now that we have, like, valuable loot, I would just as soon head back to town and come back here at a later time. We're, what, a couple days out? Yeah?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Corum is gonna
I
pick
mean-
up some of the colored glass, the shattered colored glass.
Okay. You add.
I guess it doesn't make any sense not to check it out while we're here. We can at least
Yeah,
do
it
recon
feels
on
like
it.
we should probably go down just for...
We can at least do recon.
Like, maybe we lower down, like, Yabo, since he's already got dark vision and stuff, and I feel like he's probably one of the best ones of us for climbing.
I would think.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Oh, am I
And
climbing this?
Hector's strong enough that Hector could probably help actually, like, lower Yabo down the rope or whatever, or help pull Yabo up if he needs it.
Yeah, honestly, it's possible this is
Okay,
even
my
something
climb
Hector
isn't
has done
actually as
before.
good as I thought it was. Maybe Cora might be able to even me out.
He's also lighter.
I get a
Yeah.
+2 to
Oh.
just climb.
Oh, I'm also at a +2.
That's my points in.
Oh no, I'm at +4.
I think I might get additional from dexterity. I'm not entirely sure.
If you go to the skills page, it'll show you.
Yeah,
what
well, you get a +2.
roll with.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
No, Corum should do it.
This armor ACP. Why are you getting an armor class penalty? Oh, because you're at a
Me?
medium load. Okay. That's
oh,
what.
and it just counts it as armor class?
Yeah. So if
Oh, so if I drop all of my shit,
you'd be a +5
I would be at +5.
or something like that, +6. It would be higher if you were to drop some stuff off. Regardless, are you guys camping for the night then, and going to do that in the morning, presumably, while Terrico's checking out the bird?
Probably.
That seems good.
Okay. Are you guys keeping watch?
Yes.
Order of watch?
That also seems good with this weird short. Well, Terrico's gonna wake up at, like,
I'm
5
going-
a.m. anyway.
I'm
Or
going
4
last
a.m.
with-
I'll go first.
I'll go last with Terrico. I'll give him any help with putting the bird back together.
Second.
I guess Yabo's doing third.
All right.
He's getting volunteered for it.
All right. Are you guys camping inside the building or outside the building?
Probably
Be
inside.
outside for
It probably makes
watch.
sense to do it inside.
So you guys are going to be camping inside, and then whoever's on watch is presumably just kind of patrolling the outside
Yeah.
or standing up.
Sort of
Yeah, I gotta be. I'm a little scared about the. I guess there's doors and stuff, so maybe we can try and block the doors. I'm a little scared about the whole camping inside a building that just has this mysterious pit in the middle.
That you did feel waver.
Right?
What was that, Charity?
Sorry, nothing's happened
Yeah.
in this It's right. Like it's just been like an empty building
Yeah,
in the
it's
middle
kind
of
of a
nowhere.
desolate, empty building that has some rubble in it, kind of fallen down. This strange
There
above,
weren't any
the
recent
first above ground
handprints
structure that you
in the
guys have
dust
come
or
across.
anything like that.
No, yeah, it's been pretty peaceable for the most part. That being said, I would like everyone to just roll me a percentile, please.
Nice.
There we go.
Maybe. We don't know if it's nice or not. Could be bad.
Oh no, Quorum's is nice.
Quorum's is nice.
Arms is nice. I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yabo?
How do I roll this with setting a bunch of shit down?
That's not what we're doing. We're all rolling percentiles.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna do that in the morning.
I have percentile right there.
Okay. Hector, your watch passes uneventfully. It's pretty quiet for the most part. There's
Love it when the watch is quiet for the most part.
some
That's my favorite.
some
way for a watch
various
to be.
kind of bats and things flying around, but it's pretty peaceful, quiet. Corum, spot and listen, please.
Yep.
You hear kind of the rustling of some creatures of the undergrowth. You see an owl swoop down and grab a rat from the field, but beyond that, all you hear throughout the night is kind of the quiet, mechanical, irregular ticking of the bird that was made whole thanks to charity. Yabo.
It is my watch.
Yes.
Yes.
Am I also rolling a listen? Just this
A spot and a listen.
I don't seem to. Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. It's alright. Gross.
Let me roll a couple dice here.
Yep. I'm not gonna see. We're all gonna die.
You don't see
I
anything.
can't fucking see anything today.
You're
Yes, I know I can't see anything.
you don't you kind of hear the rustling of various things. You see some kind of like fireflies flickering in the distance, and you hear the horrifying sounds of foxes yelling in the night. Last watch.
Ooh.
Damn, 25
It
on
always-
both.
Wow.
Terrica, god damn.
That's wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty sick. Charity, you don't.
I'm gonna fix that
I was
bird
going
again.
to say, it always makes me feel better to have to be doubled up on last watch, but apparently it was not necessary on this
Yeah.
occasion.
All right. I'm going to do something. And
Oh,
then
good.
so Terrico, you see something, you hear something, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everyone into no magic talk, except for Terrico. I am also going to move
Oh, okay.
everyone but Terrico into
Wow, blast from the past.
this room.
Oh,
And how do I? Gotta remember
I
how
just
to.
wish you could pop
Sure, this
them.
will be fine.
Gotta remember
I
how
just
to.
wish you could pop them.
Gotta remember how to drag just one of you fuckers over here. I thought I could do it through that. How do I grab just Trevor and pull him to this scene?
Oh, you right click on their name in.
Oh, it's
underneath
right
the
click on their
player,
name.
yeah.
That's right. I was trying to click and drag their name. There
Yeah.
we go. Thank you. Trevor, do you still see the scene? Do you still see the church?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Bye, everyone else. I'll drag you back when it's time.
It would have probably been easier just to take yourself. and
Yeah.
him.
That's fine, but then I have to fuck around with the stream and make sure it's catching the right Discord channel.
Uh,
Anyway,
Also, now Jordan's not allowed to talk when you move him.
so, as you are patrolling throughout the night, you see in the distance an flat, inky black silhouette approach you. You notice everything around you seems to slow to almost no movement. You can hear your thoughts racing at their normal speed. The figure is vaguely humanoid. They have kind of long, loose, almost flat black robes with wide, kind of dangling sleeves, a wide brim, pointed hat. You cannot make out any features on their face, and their blackness is so deep and matte, they are almost two-dimensional. What do you do?
Okay, you say approach me like the building in general, or like it
You
clearly
directly.
coming to be specific? Oh shit.
Um, it seems to be unaffected by this kind of universal slowdown as you feel a very slow wind against your skin. You see the grass wave almost as if it's moving through like a jelly or something, very slow, methodical. The world has slowed to almost a complete crawl aside from your thoughts.
Okay, so I'm stuck in this with it.
Essentially, I mean, you can try to move.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I want to try and move back a like diagonal step and be like, Charity, we have company, and then start to talk to the creature, but I don't know
As
that
you
all happens.
move and start turning towards Charity, who's probably about a few feet behind you, you see that she's almost completely frozen, and the words begin catching in your throat as you go, as the creature is almost upon you. It's looks down at you. It's taller than Yabo, kind of lanky and thin, as you can kind of see these flat black spheres and drops dripping off the edge of this wide hat as you feel a tap, tap, tap at the front of your brain, right between your eyes. This very gentle and soft tap, tap, tap.
Sorry,
As
sorry,
if
did you
it-
say that I'm hearing something in my head, or just like physically?
Like you're feeling a tapping, kind of like your brow right between your eyes. But as you kind of feel this almost physical thing, it's almost as if there's a knocking on your brain, as if it's trying to reach inside. Do you resist? What do you do?
The way you said resist makes it sound like I should resist, but I'm too curious. It's already here, and I feel like my only option is to communicate, so I will very hesitantly try and speak to it in my mind, saying, hello, we mean no harm.
So as you open up your mind to this kind of soft, gentle intrusion, You are not greeted with thoughts in words or anything of the sort, but instead you are immediately greeted by almost the concept of surprise and of happiness. Quick thoughts flash through your head of just one tree, two tree, three tree, curiosity.
Breathe. Okay. I mean, I guess it'll kind of sense back like surprise, of course. Still a bit of fear, but try not to communicate that. Mostly curiosity back in its direction. A big question. I mean, I guess I'm speaking with words, but also trying to project with emotions.
Okay. You can also use images.
What are you? How can I help? What
Okay.
is-
Um,
um,
so what's your kind of first thing that comes across your mind? Is it what are you? What is your intention? What is happening? What's your first visceral
probably what
gut
is your
reaction?
intention?
Okay.
Probably what is your intention?
Um,
Because it's probably pretty scared at this moment.
Okay. Kind of a calmness, impartiality, and then a curiosity back, and then you see the image of an image of your town from the outside, from the tree line, looking in. You see people planing wood, cutting down trees, assembling the walls. You see the ship landing and people departing as it sets sail back again. You see the assembly of the elevator down to the clay pits. You see a researcher kind of over the shoulder staring down at a spread of parchment and books and notes in a language you cannot understand.
Oh wait, sorry. The researcher, like, not one of our people.
Correct.
Okay.
It
I mean,
answers.
there's an initial reaction of like a little bit of fear that it's been watching us this whole time. But that is completely overwhelmed with that last image. Teriko is just gonna like really focus, try and recreate that person. Like really broadcast curiosity, and also think of the images of all the ruins that we've been in. So thinking of the person and thinking of the ruins.
Okay. So as you kind of project that back, this sense of understanding, but this kind of feeling of understanding, but also this kind of feeling of balance. The sense of balance comes back to you as you are hit with curiosity right back at you. For you, and it's just an image of you, Charity, Corum, Hector, Yabo, basically everyone in your town. Just an image of that. And the idea of intent.
Okay, I guess I'll try to explain with words and images and feeling to explain, like I guess really kind of our curiosity of this whole landmass, like trying to show like the rough maps that we had before we came, how we have been trying to map things out, how we've been trying to explore,
Growing things.
trying to
Okay.
broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Broadcast like this is a new place to us, and we are here to understand it.
Okay. A feeling of contentness kind of crosses through the front of your brain over the side as it turns back to the image of the researcher kind of poring over notes. You see a few flashing images of jars of insects. You see a different person, this time kind of a high elf woman, kind of staring over with a slate looking down into a pit of bone worms and a corpse. You see another, this time kind of a halfling lady, trimming a tree, pruning plants, splicing things. You see them sticking various sprouts and things. And then you see just this kind of line of... It's hard to make out in the image because of how the very nature of this being is almost two-dimensional, of different researchers kind of fading from their normal humanoid form, kind of transitioning over into this flat kind of alien shape. You also see... I'd like you to roll me a... You can roll knowledge engineering for this. I will let you roll a knowledge engineering.
So just to understand, it was showing me an image of the researchers, or some of them that I'd seen before, turning into the thing that's in front of me?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like... More conceptually, not necessarily that was the actual true path that had been taken. And on that knowledge engineering roll, the kind of last image you see is what you can extrapolate to be this kind of historic landmark, this major discovery and kind of thing that helped advance technology to where it is today. This kind of orrery, this broken in your knowledge and your understanding of it, this broken orrery kind of detailing the layout of the universe and the planes, but also from within that, historically, if within the past 150 years or so when this was initially discovered on your main continent, helped bring forth this new age of industry and kind of clockwork development. And
So it's showing me an image of a broken orrery.
the complete version of this orrery. What you can extrapolate to have been the full, repaired version of before it was destroyed and discovered as a ruin by people back in the mainland. Kind of this main glory of what it would have been in its heyday. As well as a few quick blips of... you're not too familiar with it, but you can get the idea that these are different star maps. As this kind of last image fades away, one curiosity, you, from its perspective, kind of looking down at you from about 8-9 feet in the air, about 5 feet away, as you look very small in comparison to it. Charity kind of freezing in the background of the image. You get the idea that you have one more question you can convey to it.
Oh, jeez. You see, the problem was, as you were describing all that, I was like, my first question was going to be to ask about how it felt about those researchers and their intent with the bone worms, the giant insects. But that orrery would really be what sticks in Terika's mind. The completeness of it, the final form of what people have been trying to make, what Terika is trying to make. So it would really just be focusing on that orrery, thinking about the broken version that I know, and questioning how to get the complete version. How is it made in the first place?
Okay. So you see, at this point, several humanoids, not shadowy figures, kind of at this large round table, You hear curiosity, anger, determination, risk, these various kind of concepts and emotions. This very high stakes environment kind of overwhelms you for a moment as you see several of these people pouring large kind of gears and things. You see strange arcane symbols that you have no knowledge of being etched into some of these large gears. Massive light blue crystals being inset into these large golden claws underground. And then just a massive whirring of gears and clicking and twisting of springs. The symbols kind of begin glowing before everything is hit with a bright white flash that expands kind of outward before a long moment. It's hard to say how long in this kind of slowed sense of time before it collapses back in on itself into a single inky black point of space as you look up and see a set of stars you've never seen before.
Okay, sorry. To recap that. So, I saw a meeting of various people.
You recognize some of them as the researchers you had seen in the past.
Okay. And they built this insanely complex device using the clockwork that I'm familiar with, plus a lot of seemingly magic and crystals. Oh, did the crystals look like the ones that we got from that meteor?
Yes, they seemed very similar.
Okay. So using the meteor crystals and knowledge that I have no idea how to even comprehend, they built this device, and then you said,
like an explosion of light outwards, which then collapsed into a single inky black point of space before you see the stars above shifting to a different realm that you had not noticed previously and are not your own.
Sorry, when you say the light, does it look like it encompasses like a world, a continent, just the device?
It's hard to say because you're seeing it from a perspective.
Okay. So just everything in this place, there was light, and then it all disappeared, and there are different stars from the ones I know.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I know it tried to broadcast like a final question, but like if it's going to do anything else after that, after being like stupefied, Jericho is gonna try and communicate also like a desire to talk with this being again. Desire for like a mutually beneficial relationship.
You kind of, the sense of chance comes over you, and then like maybe in the future that this could happen again, but also kind of caution comes back as well. And lastly, you kind of get the sense, the concept of a gift as you see it kind of tap. This is the most humanoid part you've seen, this kind of flat, black, faceless humanoid shape, almost alien, as it raises one hand, the long, loose sleeve kind of waving. It kind of taps the air, moves his hand a little bit, and as it does so, you can kind of see these various runes and symbols begin kind of going down from where it's kind of touching the air, as if there's a solid force there that you cannot see or comprehend, begin kind of sinking down into the ground before it encircles the building you all have been had been staying in, that you're outside of now patrolling, and the bird as well. Before, with one final motion, it swipes its hand to the side, and you can see various bits of rubble and ruin be moved back from the ground into place with flashes of kind of light. You see some of the large roof pieces that have collapsed inward. You can kind of see them reset back into the ceiling through the windows. You see the kind of rust and patina that was on the bird previously washes away. And as this kind of process is going on, the creature looks at you straight down, these kind of inky black drops continuing to drop into the ground, before it stretches tall and collapses downward into a puddle of itself, before it disappears and you see the wind begin to move in the air, kind of begin moving back as time resets itself. Your breath catches, you screaming for charity continues. You finish your step backwards as the church that you had been staying in, and the bird are brought back to near pristine condition.
Okay, one last thing. As I saw everything going back to getting fixed and everything, trying to broadcast before it leaves, just an immense gratitude for the information, mostly, but also what it's doing here. Like, gratitude almost overcome by awe as well about, like, holy shit, what else can this thing do?
So as your brain kind of comes back to this, I'm going to drag everyone back over then. I just changed the order of the channels. Oh well, this works too. Oh, actually, does
Hey,
this work?
Cam,
Hold up,
I
it does
have a
work.
question. Who was being recorded at that time?
It should have been where I was.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, if it wasn't, that's on you.
You're talking about like people's relationship drama and people's parents and shit.
Anyway,
Right before you moved us in, I went, "Hey, does anybody else have an issue with or anybody else worried about how long this is taking?" And then you moved us.
anyway, you all wake up in the morning.
Concerning,
Actually, sorry, this
um,
Charity.
I was late.
You hear Terrico scream for you.
Oh,
As you guys are on watch.
Not necessarily scream, but it is a loud, fearful charity.
I get up and I start tearing towards Terrigo.
Charity, roll spot check.
I'm also yelling past people that I'm like next to, just like incomprehensibly yelling. Because Corum should also be like conscious, shouldn't he?
He would be probably meditating at this point still. No, yeah, he's probably conscious, but just doing whatever inside.
Yeah.
Charity, Corum, you're also conscious. You can roll a spot check too.
Thank God.
Not very hard to notice this. You both
I do.
realize
Just in case.
that the building you are in, as the sun begins to crest the horizon, is now complete.
I was
Complete.
noticing its newness in the parts that I, Madison, could see.
I see something's messed up with the lighting for me.
Yeah.
Same.
Hold on.
I think there might not be light sources outside of the building.
No, I forgot to turn on global illumination.
Okay, there we are. Yeah, so after a scared and, cautious and loud Erica going, "Charity?" He's just gonna fall on his butt and just kind of sit there with this stupefied look on his face.
Forget
Forget
awake.
that he even said anything.
Can I roll a medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Try to figure out, is he dead?
So, sorry, Charity, did you say that you
He's sitting up, his eyes are open.
like, yelled at us as you went by or something? Did you
Yeah, I yelled at people as I went running by.
They
But
were
I didn't
outside,
stop.
right?
They're outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we have a different experience on the inside?
We were asleep slash meditating.
I was chilling. I know that that it looks complete inside.
I mean,
I'll
yes.
come outside.
Yeah.
What's going on inside?
Not even just inside. The entire building, all the rubble and ruins, has seemed to repaired itself.
Oh.
Hashtag we went back in time.
Sans the stained glass that Corum has shoved in his backpack.
What about the bird?
Okay, maybe we did go back in time.
Is the rest of the stained glass repaired and there's like missing pieces?
Hey,
Nope.
Terica?
Or is the stained glass just still broken?
It is repaired. It
Is
is.
everything alright, buddy?
Yeah. It's okay. It's all okay. Wow.
What's going on?
Yavo is
Did you see
looking
it,
around in wonder and amazement.
Charity, did you see it?
No, see what?
Did you hear it? Did you?
Hear what?
Could you describe the sounds?
This
I'm
is
good.
just the most amazing thing I've ever.
I'm going to use my second level domain spell and cast mind reading. or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Terrico, you feel a tapping. Are you consenting?
Charity, when you cast that spell, you see Terrico physically jump back and bind to you, and the first thing you see is an inky black figure, completely matte, almost looking two-dimensional, in the night, coming by and doing the same thing that you just did to Terrico with the tapping of the mind read spell.
So I have a memory of I see in his mind a memory of a creature thing doing the exact same thing I just did. Is that what he's getting at?
Yeah.
Yes. Cameron, I don't want to ruin the description of the creature, but I tried to.
Well, yeah, because you would see this. I can describe it. It's probably 9 feet tall, vaguely humanoid, kind of matte black, almost two-dimensional. No face, no facial features. It's kind of what would be dressed and described as kind of loose, flowing robes, long, kind of stretched, like arm sleeves, like cuffs that would kind of loose, moving in your air, kind of wide brimmed, kind of pointed, almost like a witch hat that is dripping these similar kind of inky black, almost two-dimensionally flat spheres from around it onto the ground before they kind of disappear into the earth.
In Terrico's mind,
Yes.
Yeah.
this is not something that others of us standing right here can see.
Correct.
No, this is Terrico's memory, trying to show this to Charity, and since I understand how this works because I just did it, you also get a feeling of zero fear, just maybe a little fear, but mostly amazement, awe, and gratitude.
Towards the creature?
Yeah, towards the creature. Like, Terrico is specifically trying to convey that this is not something to be feared. It was incredibly helpful.
This is an awesome
an
creature.
insane
We love
experience.
it.
Can I roll insight? Is there an insight?
I mean, there's sense motive. What are you trying to sense?
Is he actually happy about this super creepy thing that went his mind, or is something going wrong?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a sense. Go ahead and roll a sense motive.
I'm also going to relay what's happening to Corum and Hector.
Okay.
Quietly. What is Terrako doing right now? Because I assume I've stopped talking to him and he's kind of panicking in a corner.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Jericho,
kind of
he's
reading his mind.
he's like leaning against the wall now, and he's just a little overwhelmed. And he is kind of stuttering words, but like your detect thoughts is there, so he's just like,
Connecting the
Oh,
dots.
I'll just think it dirty and say it later.
Yeah, no problem, bud. Just take a breath and relax.
So yeah, you sense like a lot of confusion, but also a lot of just awe and
Gotcha.
like
Something's
befuddlement. But
something's happened to Terrako. Somebody go wake Yabo up.
Oh, he's on.
Again,
Yes.
I'm gonna try to convince you that it's okay, and I'm gonna show you a memory of this creature kind of
I lean in the
condensing
doorway
into a puddle in the ground and then
Extra for
disappearing.
Yabo.
So it's gone now.
I,
you don't
I
have
am
to be
leaning
worried.
on the doorway. I can see everything and hear everything.
Me,
it's just not
Jordan.
completely outside.
Me, Jordan, doesn't believe Terrako, but does Charity's 13 believe Terrako?
I mean, he seems to be being genuine. These are his surface level thoughts. You're not sensing any sort of deception through that.
Not like deception, like, is this so far out of character I should be concerned, is the idea. It's not that he's lying to me, and more of, I'm trying to determine if he's of sound mind. Does that make sense?
He
Like,
certainly
has he been charmed, or
does not seem to be under the effects of any sort of mind-altering substance or magic or anything. He seems to be being as genuine as he can be in this kind of state of shock.
Huh. I think
Also, sorry, Cameron. Is it day now?
It's dawn.
It's dawn.
Dawn of the,
It was not
the third
before.
It was
moved on to the other channel.
it was like you guys were kind of the last watch anyway. It was like pre-dawn, like the sun was would have just been
Okay.
beginning to crest. Like the
you-
sun is barely peeking over the horizon at this point.
the rest of you should get our stuff ready and around. I'm gonna make Terrako some tea and help him calm down. And I'm gonna go get some like probably just like a mint tea, something nice and light to
Okay.
just kind of give him something to sip on and something to do with his hands. I also
Nice
grabbed
and
his
light.
tool set and the bird.
You look at the bird,
No, no, no.
and
The
you
bird's
notice that the bird has been all the rust and patina that has been on this mechanical bird, this messenger bird, has gone away. It looks as if it just came out of the factory.
Are we doing enough water?
Damn near pristine.
Having been the one to make whole it, do I know if it's like mechanisms are fixed as well?
Before you guys were all kind of hearing the kind of intermittent, random, almost ticking and clicking of gears and springs and things. It seems to be going much more consistent. Tick 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 click. Tick tick tick
Huh.
tick 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 click.
So, yeah. As you go to walk away to get the tea, I'm like, no, Charity, you have to listen. And then you are just gonna get bombarded by a bunch of thoughts if you're still listening to Terraco's thoughts.
Yeah.
This creature has been watching us. It has seen our entire stay here. It was curious about why we wanted to be here. Oh yeah, this creature could not speak words to me. It was this spell, thoughts, feelings, emotions, images, things like that. It was curious why we're here. I explained to it as best I could that we were here because we are curious about this land and we want to explore it because it is brand new to us. It was content with that. It seemed to not be upset with that answer. And then it proceeded to show me a lot. It showed me the ancient researchers from the ruins that we've been investigating, doing their research with the jars and the
Seriously?
bone work. It showed me them. It showed me their language as those scrolls that we found and such, as they wrote all the things that we found and all the places that we've been. It showed me like many different researchers with this doing all sorts of different things in some of the locations that we've been to, some of them that we haven't.
So I want this image for everybody else to happen. The rest of you guys probably come out to see Charity sitting in front of Terrico with her notebook in her lap, and she is just furiously writing, but she is never looking away from Terrico once. And they're both completely silent.
Like mechanical writing.
Yeah, she's just like absolutely tearing down as many notes as possible about what Terrico is conveying to her in his mind before this runs out. How long do I have this?
Concentration up to 1. You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah. So I'm just tearing through, trying to get down as much information as I can.
It's
Yeah,
almost
showed me
like
these researchers.
Charity's possessed, like ghost writing you see in like a movie, just staring.
And yeah, you see Terrico going like slightly from befuddlement to just this intense look of like, I guess, concentration.
This is the most serious you've seen Charity this entire journey.
So yeah, this creature, it's been watching us. It seems to manipulate time. When it came, everything slowed down around it. Everything stopped. I tried to say your name as soon as I saw it, and I couldn't get it out until this entire experience was over. But I could think the way that I could normally think, and that's how all of this communication happened in like a second, as it slowed down time all around it, as it showed me that it has been watching us this entire time, our entire town. It has shown every instance that we have been here, or maybe not every instance, but it has shown like us arriving, the ship leaving, us building up, us like building the elevator in the clay pits, all of our general progress. It showed me these ancient researchers of the past doing their research. It showed me this vague idea that these researchers... It showed me an image of these researchers morphing into something like this creature was. Not super... But, like, not necessarily that they directly turned into this creature, but some sort of connection between these researchers and this creature.
Fascinating.
It
Do you...
showed... And, yeah, I guess the last thing that I really saw was it showed me a super complex orrery, as someone described to me. This was the orrery that led to us like getting the technology and magic that we have today, but it was found on our mainland, and it was partially ruined. It was found in ruins and it was partially destroyed, and it showed me the original, completely working version.
Do you know
I
what?
asked how it was made, and it showed me images of all those researchers talking of intense emotions surrounding
Like
this
that.
project.
Like that thing in the basement that made us sad.
Yeah, I mean, one of those researchers might have been that thing. This was a different thing from that.
But, like-
that I talked with.
Just the theme goes together, I mean.
Yeah, the theme goes.
I don't remember the thing in the basement that made us sad.
We all got existential and were depressed, and that was like
Yeah.
the boss fight.
I thought Galbo didn't.
I
Galbo
I
didn't
think
get
that
sad.
was the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
Charity were fine.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we started with earplugs, and then a lot of us were too curious and too stupid, so we were like, okay, I'll take off the earplugs just a little bit.
Just for fun, as a treat.
Do you know how? Do you know why it talked to you, or how we can talk to it again? Because I need to talk to this thing.
Yeah, no, I was like, how do I talk to you again? And it gave across this sense of chance that it might happen again. I have no idea if it was trying to tell me that it was like not up to it to decide that, or if it was trying to tell me that it was not guaranteeing that, and it would just come back whenever it felt. I don't really understand. But it just
I will-
left me with a chance. There's no way to try and find it, as far as I
I
can tell.
will knowledge planes. to get some
Um,
insight.
yes, you can roll knowledge planes. I will also allow you to roll a knowledge history, as well as this kind of orrery that Terrako was describing was a pretty major historical event and basically led to your industrial revolution.
Probably the basis of
world.
a lot of the things I do.
Yes, exactly. It's certainly the base of a lot of what Terrako does, and the other things like that.
Yeah, I just rolled a natural one on the history check.
You skipped that day of school. You've heard of this orrery, but it's kind of like, oh, it's a theoretical model of the universe that was found in ruins, like a century and a half ago.
We already
But
had a brain fart.
you don't really know much beyond that. You never really were interested in that part. It's very much mechanical, very much like historical, but not into the kind of like medical area that Charity's interested in. It's not like botanical or biological. It's very much like, this is important. I know about this. I don't need to know much about this for my area of expertise. As for your knowledge of the planes, you kind of definitely get the idea that these researchers, this creature, this entity, is not from a time and place known to modern humanoids. Either be that a time in the long, long past, be
Or in the
that
future.
in the future, be that a completely other material plane somewhere in the universe, which would be
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, which would align with kind of the concept of there are several planes and this kind of overarching kind of
Yeah, the
historic
multiverse.
concept that you guys had discovered a century and a half ago that you don't know much about, unfortunately. But yes, they definitely do not seem to be from a modern perspective. Be that another plane of existence or another time, it's hard to say.
Gotcha.
But they are
Yeah,
not
it's
any
kinda
sort of
different.
extraplanar creatures that you are aware of.
Well, Charity knows what she's going to do into research into now. That's her new short-term goal.
Yep. So, I guess I'll. When I'm bombarding you with this, I probably don't realize how little you know. Just you understand how important this is to Terrako because it started his clockwork research.
Yeah.
Not like his specifically, perhaps, but like the concept of what he does. And
Also, this conversation's happening at the speed of thought.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I'm going
The
to.
amazement at seeing the control completely working, and finally, it used the stuff from the meteor that we
Oh.
got. It had crystals like that, and it was somehow involved with weird writing on it and stuff. And then it it showed it to me working as a bunch of light, and then see to turn on. There was light everywhere, and then it disappeared, and it was only blackness and stars that I have never seen before.
Alrighty.
And with that, your spell ends.
In the meantime, Hector has been just camp bombing, packing up, passed out rations, getting the donkey,
Topping off Terraco's tea.
whatever.
You can go through a lot of tea when you're conversing at the speed of thought.
And you don't have to use your mouth to do so.
Exactly.
I gotta be honest, Terrako might not notice the tea until he's done with
It's
it.
it's all the tea that's been spilled on the ground from your hands shaking in this kind of overwhelming, almost panic attack state from this encounter you had. What at this point has been less than 5 minutes ago. Although it felt much longer than that in the moment. That being
It
Yeah,
felt like half hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, Terrako probably won't even realize when the spell ends. He's just gonna like keep trying to convey this to Charity, and then eventually be like, "Oh, she's not talking back because she can't," and then just finally be like, "So do you get it now?"
Yeah.
Wow.
What's everyone doing after that? Seems like a kind of loaded
Well-
question.
I think Terrako will finally drink the like fourth of a cup of tea that he has left, and then try to more calmly explain the rest of this to the others. I mean, there's still like this overwhelming excitement at how much he learned, but like he's had a little bit of time to process it, and he's gonna try and put that into words.
Okay. Luckily, Charity has put that into words for you. On
Yeah,
her
I was gonna
paper.
say, with Charity's help as well. Just be like, so this is what happened, and have Charity be like, there to be like, yes, and you said this more.
All right. I will say one last thing that you notice is, in fact, the spiral staircase in the middle as well has been repaired down to its complete distance, wherever that may go.
What's in the hole?
All right. Someone someone walks down the spiral staircase. Before you guys leave.
I don't do it alone though. Please.
Okay.
I go behind.
All right, Korum and Yabo, you guys walk down the spiral staircase. It takes maybe a minute or so to get to the bottom at this point. You look out, and you have reached basically a domed, a half circle, semicircle platform. It's about 150 feet long. It's slightly raised above a much lower spot that you guys look down and see that there are locomotive tracks here going
Trains.
either going one direction and or the other. It's hard to say which way is directly because you're underground. You don't have a compass or anything. But they seem to extend quite some distance, well beyond the distance of your guys' dark vision.
Like regular sized train tracks or like a mine cars or
Like regular sized train tracks. Like they're
Silly
pretty
question.
wide.
We do know about trains in this world.
Yes,
Right?
yes. The steam engine does exist. Trains are in fact a thing. So this isn't any sort of strange out of their technology. And with that, are you
Adam,
guys?
you're so excited.
And with that, are you guys heading back to camp?
Yeah, there's
Probably a
fucking
good
trains.
idea.
All right. You guys leave.
Owen said no, so wait, we should probably talk about it more.
Um,
Are we leaving?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
yeah, I'm good.
I just wanted to give you a chance.
hold on. Did that? You can close that. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. How do I change this from hidden? I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, no, we won't roll for travel or anything. You guys make it back to town. It takes another, 2 days of travel for you guys to get back there. For the most part.
How was Jericho over the course of 2 days?
He definitely calms down, but this has been honestly almost a religious experience for him. Just so much information
Which I have
and
to imagine is not something. I mean, I guess I don't know Jericho's walk, but it doesn't seem like it's really something that would have been like a thought in the past for him.
yeah, like Terrako, he was like, yeah, sure, there's probably gods. He's probably got like a couple that he like does the whole like, hey, wish me luck, but he doesn't really. I wouldn't say he really followed anyone like specifically, or was like very invested. But you will hear Terrako gush a lot about like how just amazing this whole experience was. So yeah. And also, Jericho is gonna try like very hard. Like, guys, we need to make sure that we can get back here. There's like tracks that go to other places. Like, this is a fantastic place. We have to make sure that we leave landmarks to tell us how to get here.
Do we want to move here? Wait, how much? We've done a lot of construction. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think we can just pick up the town and move it somewhere else.
At least some of us can move here. Who says we only need one camp? I'm serious.
Post.
I mean, like-
we kind of need each other for protection and
Well, I mean, like,
food.
not like right now, but that could be something we work towards. You know,
Oh yeah,
making this
long-term
an
goal would be a
outpost.
fantastic outpost.
Because like our end goal is to populate this area, right? Like I'm talking like not ours specifically. I'm talking about our like
The whole.
the whole purpose of this expedition is to find a new place for people to live, I assume, and new stuff.
I mean, I feel like it's at least to explore and see the possibilities of that.
But yeah, that's like it's us right now. But in like 100 years, we want people on this part of the world.
Yeah, probably. At the very least, we want to find a way to get the resources from it. But yeah, I mean, on the way back, like Terrico calms down, but like he spends a lot of the trip back talking about this. He
Terry will
spends a
talk with
lot of
you
it
about
trying
it.
to clarify, like, no, it was like this. No, you don't understand. No, it was this involved. There was this involved. These researchers were there. There were star charts that were different than ours. The stars were different.
On every day after, I'm gonna keep casting my domain detect thoughts, and I'm gonna start trying to like sketch any images and stuff that I can out of Terrico's memories.
Okay.
I don't think she's super good at art, but
It's probably kind of hard to do too, because it's a memory of a flash, of an image, of a concept, of an emotion.
exactly. And also memories are very unreliable.
Exactly.
So there's no thing that this is like.
You get kind of you kind of get some rough sketches out. They're not necessarily like the greatest or most artistic, but through you kind of working with Terrico, when you guys are setting up camp at night, kind of get a kind of baseline of this is what it sort of looked like
I'm
some
focusing more on
rough
any chart.
charcoal drawings and stuff. That's fine. Yeah, no need to roll for that.
I have you do the orrery first, and then realize that it probably won't come across well enough.
Yeah, probably not. Probably even the ones that we know probably don't come across well in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Also, one final thing Terrico wants to get across is that based off of the images and the different stars and what we've been seeing, I kind of think that what we saw was this group of people who used to live here making something to teleport themselves to our world. I think they were somewhere else with the different stars. And they somehow got themselves here. I'm confused because all of the ruins are here, but their orrery is on the mainland, and here didn't pop up until recently, but there was a lot of weird time shit with that creature.
So their fucking continent got isekai?
I think they isekai themselves.
And their land.
They built an isekai device.
I mean, that's really what it sounds like, is that their continent got moved to another universe. Reincarnated as a continent.
You guys make it back to town a couple days later.
Cough, cough. Zalfir.
What?
Oh, that is a good point. Stars are still wrong, right?
Yeah, stars are still wrong, position is still wrong. The bird went to the place it was supposed to go, but it was wrong according to our coordinates.
I was just
So
wondering
there
if
may
it was
still
like if there was like a time field around the creature or something.
Oh, you guys never listened to the recording.
Oh, yeah. Want to try and explain that as well. When it approached, it had a bubble around it that slowed down everything to a crawl. I saw blades of grass like frozen in moments of like the wind blowing. Like everything but this creature froze at an instant. But I tried to say like,
whole trip.
yeah, like the reason why you heard Terrico scream charity and take a step back was because the second he saw this creature, he tried to do so, and he was not able to get out the first syllable before this entire encounter was done. It was the thing that presumably made the bird be weird. Maybe I'm wrong with that one, but it reverted time to fix the church.
And the bird.
And the bird. So lots of super weird stuff. Oh yeah, also I guess probably want to see if the recording's still on the bird. I'm a little concerned that it might have erased the recording.
The recording is still there. The tall and the short of it is it's a recording from Almara, Mr. Almara, Sir Almara, Boss Almara, your guys' employer, who it basically says, well, I hope this expedition wasn't a failure. It has been 1 month since the planned return date of the Goldenrod, and we have not heard anything back since. I am sending this messenger bird out in the hopes that it reaches Terrico, Corum, Charity, Hector, and Yabo, the leaders of this expedition, to send a response back that they, at least, have made it to the mainland, and that the disappearance of the Goldenrod is unrelated to the condition of the mission to settle this new land in the name of Almara International Corporation, basically. And it kind of goes on. There's a lot of like more flowery language in there and kind of business jargon and how much it costs and the thousands upon tens of thousands of platinum pieces and the insurance payout that they're going to have to get and hope that like the Goldenrod doesn't show up in another port, because if it's pirates it's less than if it was sank in a sea storm versus other things. And just kind of a very angry businessman after that, kind of ranting about how much money he's worried he has lost in this endeavor.
Absolutely nothing else than that.
Not beyond
People.
has everyone landed here? Is the expedition going okay? I want to report back as soon as this bird is given to me. Is reached.
He said that it was a month past the planned return date. What was that date?
Okay, let's see. You guys, let me double check our dates here. You guys arrived on Gazran 4th. It's about a month journey. So it would have been planned to have returned on Desnus 4th. And then a month past that would have been Serenus 4th, which was about 2.5 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago. So the bird was sent out
Goldenrod was
within the
ship
month.
that brought us here and then was going to go back.
Correct. Yes.
Wow, can't wait to give him a response 10 years later.
I mean, I have no idea what's going on with the time shit right now. Like, the stars might be off not because we're moving, but because time has been flowing differently for us. Oh, Corum, okay, you know the stars.
Yes.
You said
Yeah.
the stars were weird for the time of year. What time of year would they be representing?
What time of year would they be represent? Oh, what time of year are they
Yeah.
representing currently? Not in correlation to what time of year we think it is.
Yeah.
Like, what time of year does it
Exactly,
show that it
exactly.
is?
If
Good
you
question.
didn't know the date, according to our calendars, and you looked at the stars, what would you think the month or week was? If you can get that, like, fine.
Well, we know that the moon is still showing the correct thing. Like, we're able to see whether it's a waning gibbous.
Or waning or yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of rotation of Earth and things.
Yeah. Sorry, Cameron.
I mean, he did this to himself.
I did. They're wrong in the sense that you would expect them to be shifted slightly for the time of year. It's not like, oh, the stars are the summer constellations or the fall constellations and it's summer. It's more they're kind of
6 weeks or something.
they're kind of like shifted, still relative like position wise, not necessarily like time wise. They're more just kind of off kilter in that regard.
Okay.
More
so
spatially
it doesn't
off.
Look like the
Like
stars
the
are
planet is
ahead of
literally
formation.
tilted, not like we are just fast forwarded in time.
It's like more positionally. You would expect them to be
Some
slightly
stars
shifted
are
based on
closer
miles.
together.
It goes back to from where you would have expected them to be based on a star map of the ocean. They're slightly off from that. It's not necessarily a time thing.
Okay.
It's more of a
I feel like the
based
problem
on where
here is
I
that
should
none
be-
Of us know what the fuck that means in real life.
basically from where you are, you have a chart of the stars. It's as if you were standing somewhere else. If you were
Like,
standing where
if-
you were right now, but you had
Like if I
so
was
many
standing in
miles to the
Japan
east.
instead of here, and
Yeah.
the stars were,
Yeah.
oh,
Like I'm
if
in
I was standing
I'm in
here, but the
Detroit.
stars were where they were in
Like
Japan.
I'm in Detroit. I have a star map of Muskegon. It matches the Muskegon star map. Kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that makes more
Not
sense.
insanely
So it's
far
not
away,
so
but
much
a bit far
The
away.
entire
Yes.
planet is just like a
Us.
few cities away type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Which again tracks with the bird going to the wrong place.
Yeah.
because it's navigating by the stars, right?
Well,
It's more of a clockwork thing. It's more of timings, and kind of calculated, like a
On navigation by
yeah,
the stars.
exactly. It's not programmed navigation. It's like more like okay, go fly this far at this speed for this long, fly this far at this speed for this long, and that's all kind of calculated internally based on what settings you put for latitude and longitude for like sending position to receiving position, like kind of
If the
a
time
mechanical
had
Turing
something
machine.
to do with us not docking in the correct area. Like if we got our longitude and latitude incorrect because we thought we were going one way for like 4 knots and instead we went one way for 40 knots because we just continued on that trajectory for too long, which doesn't help us at this point, but
Yeah, I was about to say.
could be one of the reasons why we're so off.
so how much of
Oh,
a map
because
did
the
we
stars were off
before
kilter
we
as soon as we
arrived?
entered the field of the continent or something.
What was that, Trevor?
Like we have enough of a rough map of the coastline to plan where we were going before we left, right?
Yes, and that was kind of how you guys had navigated to where you landed, was via not necessarily via like a compass and star charts in that regard. More okay, we need to head this way till we see the coast, head vaguely north following the coast until we hit the inlet. At which point we will drop them here. Yes.
Formations were all where we expected them to be, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Like you encountered them and then navigated based on the continent, not based on star charts.
Okay. So
But the bird
as far as we can
would be
tell,
based on
we
stars.
did end up.
The bird
where
would be
we
based
thought.
on like trajectory and vectors. The bird just cares about pure math.
But its route would have been calculated with star math.
Yeah. The bird doesn't care about stars.
Bird, no.
No,
It's like
it's
It
like
cares about math,
it's
but
like
the math
I
is
have
done with stars.
like I'm in the math that doesn't have anything to do with stars. It's latitude and longitude.
just longitude left.
Yeah, it's doing math. I am at 0, 0. I need to go to 50, 37.
But the stars
Go
could
this
be
direction.
coordinated.
Stars are only
with-
used by humans.
The stars are only used by humans.
Don't
I
need
know
to-
the bird doesn't literally care about stars, but the stars go with the latitude and longitude.
I mean, not really, right? It's like our planet, like Earth, right? We have latitude and longitude. We know how far it is from, like, Muskegon to Denver. We don't need stars at all to understand that distance and the relative angles that are needed.
Okay, I guess it's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
We just know literally distance and angle, and that's all you need.
Because it doesn't have to worry about obstacles or anything like that, like you would, like on a boat where you have to care about currents and land masses because it can fly. It takes as the crow flies distance for however long at whatever speed it's programmed to do, and goes and then lands wherever it matches that parameter.
Eric, I have a separate question. Did he talk about the tree at all?
Oh, yeah, he showed something about. There was something weird about he saw like one tree grow, and then a second tree grow, and then a third tree grow, and a fourth tree grow, and then a researcher working with them. I think it was probably to show a researcher whose main focus was biology and grafting trees. I don't think it was the particular tree we saw with the dryad, but I did see a researcher who seemed very involved with trees.
Yes, the
So
botany.
going on the whole theory that one person turned into the depression ghost, one person turned into the, I don't know what to even call this thing that I encountered, and one person might have turned into the tree. So, don't know for sure, but I did definitely see something about trees and a person who was apparently growing them and grafting them with different things and experimenting with biology. Or, I guess, botany, more specifically.
All right. And-
And the bugs, the bone worms.
Yes,
Was he
I saw
cool
a
with them?
researcher who was messing. I saw a researcher who was messing with. At least one person who had a bunch of glass vials, so I kind of feel like they were the bug person, and a separate person who was messing with all the bone worms. It was like a high elf woman who was messing with the bone worms, and it was, I think, like a dwarf woman who was messing with the trees.
Halfling.
Halfling. I got across that it was short. But not short enough. And I think the guy with the glass jars that I think might have been bugs, but I'm not super sure. I think he was just a human.
You didn't really get a good view of him. His was kind of over the shoulder from the back.
Okay, I was gonna say, that one I just remember being vague. I don't remember if I got it specific. So, yeah, I mean, it was a little unclear to me what it was trying to get across, but I could totally see it stating that, like, some of these researchers turned into some of these things that we've been seeing recently. Like, High Elf Woman might have turned into Depression Ghost, and Halfling Botanist might have turned into the Dryad. And I guess maybe Weird Guy with Glass Jars might have turned into the giant spider we thought, but I don't think so. I think that one was just one of the experiments that got out. Just like how the mosquitoes were just an experiment that got out.
That seems too easy of a fight to have been
Yeah, one of these things.
a paranormal creature from another universe.
Yeah.
Considering we went boo and then beat its ass and ran away.
I was just trying to make the connection because we have other things that might have been the other researchers.
I
but
was just
not
trying to make the joke.
All right. Any other questions for Terrico?
He is super happy to talk about it. Like I said, this has been basically a religious experience for him.
Knowing that about the botany thing, I think Charity's probably going to go back to that tree at some point soon.
Corm will follow at a safe distance.
Oh, we're doing it now?
Okay.
Oh no, not right now. But
Oh.
when we do, quorum is coming.
Yeah.
Please don't go into the
that-
woods without quorum.
I'll get lost in the woods if I fucking want to.
You almost did.
That's not true. You came with me.
That's. Yup, you're right. I did come with you because I didn't want you to go alone because that's my job.
All right. Well, if there's no more questions for Terrico, I will say you guys typically do this when you get back anyway. There has been an update to the notice board. This is just omnipotent deity telling you that you check this, the notice board, normally when you get home back from town anyway. I recommend doing so now. And in the meantime, I'm going to be very generous and say all of you can add 1,000 experience.
Hey.
Thank you. Jericho had such a revelation that he was able to share the experience with the others. Also, all the
1,000
traveling, skill
worth
checks
of
during
it.
the traveling.
I am just happy I answered the question really fast.
So we should be at 5180, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Uh,
Double checking. How soon are we gonna be done?
Presumably after
We decide what we're doing next.
the notice board is checked,
Okay.
because there has been updates to at least one of the things on the notice board.
I have a question. Did Katrina come up with single and looking for love?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
that was Corum.
That's done.
Mysterious
that.
woman. Oh, never mind. That's the tree thing. My bad.
I need a notice board entry.
Below is a drawing of the sun wearing a large brim hat and sweating.
Okay, nightmares is scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
So
I see
to get
suffering
across,
show.
the original thing is just off the board, or this is like on top of it.
It's just kind of on top of it, covering over the original kind of letter was posted. So these kind of drawings are kind of layered on top of it, leaving the original request almost unreadable.
Okay.
I should
And
watch
I
her
still make out
sleep.
the
Do you
single
remember
person.
that? You guys all laughed at me.
I mean, it was a slightly creepier way to put it, but
Yeah, well, this is creepier. Maybe. I don't know.
it is
Um,
creepier.
The
Also,
notice board has been updated again.
I'm afraid.
There's an Avitus.
Oh, wait. There's
Oh,
there's someone who's looking for a weight loss.
There's also someone looking for flavor. I guess we already have
Mentha.
the drawings for that.
I suggest you talk to Mentha.
All right.
So not
She's
that
the
we
one
should
with the
do
green
it
hair.
right now, but Eriko definitely wants to, as soon as we can, talk to the person who posted Nightmares to be like, did you see the figure too? And then they're probably gonna have seen something else, and we're just gonna both be like, what?
Have you seen this bandage and poster?
Also walking up to you and going, have you seen him? Have you seen the Dark Man?
Have you seen the Black Man?
Okay.
I've got a really good name for this thing.
All right.
I literally could not describe to you what I'm picturing when you describe him.
Have you seen the Hat Man?
I have seen the Hat Man, but that's not what I'm picturing.
He's very drippy.
You were the only person, Jordan, that I thought who would know who the Hat Man is, and I was correct. So,
I don't know how to feel about that, but thank you.
but it's true if you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I googled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I haven't seen him in real life, thankfully. I
Yeah.
have not taken the Benadryl challenge.
You're close enough to drugs, though, to know what I'm talking about.
I've thought about it. I really have. I really have thought about just being like, 25 is probably not gonna kill me, right?
Wait, 25 what?
Benadryl?
Benadryl. The Hat Man is something people who take a lot of Benadryl to get high see, and
It's
apparently
also
everybody sees it.
it's also actually just an association with night terrors and sleep paralysis. That and the scary old woman and then tiny baby that sits on your chest.
Are we done in a way that I can shut down my computer?
Yeah, we should be done in a way that you can put away your computer. Also, by the way, Madison, we've just been hearing you through JJ for like the past hour.
Oh.
Oh, I just thought she was like walking away somewhere.
Yeah, I thought she was just somewhere else. Away from her computer.
I'm in the right channel and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. You're normally on mobile, so I didn't think about it too much because we could hear you through JJ, so it wasn't a big deal. Anyway, that being said, we are going to call it here, but I am going to just ask what your goal is for next time. You do still have a lot more exploring to do out west if you wanted, through the plains, some other plants and things you can look for after this revelation, this one above ground structure you guys have found. Nightmares has been updated. Charity is still looking for test subjects. If you have other goals that you want to work on in the meantime, what are you guys looking to do? Same difference.
You can't say test subjects to the people who are volunteering. That's only for the in-house scientists to use.
And they have to say it away from the test subject.
Exactly.
Customers.
Our valued guests.
Exactly. Our family.
Ew.
We're family here at this restaurant.
Oh, gross.
Our guests are all family. Anyway, so what's your guys' plan? What are you guys thinking about next time, so I know what I may or may not have to prepare?
I'd like to find more plants. I didn't find that much.
Yeah, you did kind of hit a pretty major point where you're like, shit, let's head back to town with this bird. Okay, so you guys are probably going to do more exploring out west then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check with the nightmares and then
Yeah.
go west. Or
Yeah, I definitely want to check with Nightmares Lady. I also want to figure out a message for the bird, so I think I'm going to assign ourselves homework if we have to think about what we're going to respond to this guy. They're like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Apparently we're just at a different location than we expected to be. Also, there's a lot of weird shit here.
Technically, we might have interdimensional travel on the checklist. We did not expect that.
Also, might
Who
be
had
time
that on their bingo card?
manipulation.
I did!
So at what point do we start fighting the man?
are we not the man?
Wait.
We are the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys have been fighting the man this whole time with your no currency colony.
That's true.
That does not mean we need to
the way
start
you
doing
talked about-
currency.
The way you talked about him doing like all the angry businessman speak, I was like, this would be really funny if we just didn't respond to him and just like, this is our colony now. We'll remake society the way we want it to be.
So Corum is on board.
There's not enough people here to restart a humanity on this continent.
You got like 120.
That's about what you need.
I think all you need is 67 or something like
Yeah,
that.
of various races and
I guess the
species.
weird thing would be all the races, because basically everyone would just turn into like some mishmash of human, just like, oh yeah, I got some dwarves, some orcs, some elf in me, but like, you know, mostly human.
Mostly human.
NASA scientists have calculated the minimum number of people required to repopulate Earth while avoiding genetic issues related to inbreeding is 80 people.
Just make sure 40 people don't die.
We need 80 of each race. By the way, can you guys hear me through me now?
Yes.
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 No, so we probably wouldn't maintain individual races, but we wouldn't have issues with inbreeding, which is the big problem.
Mhm.
So we probably
So,
wouldn't maintain. Everybody would become a weird human-esque thing.
So my question though is that humans can definitely, like have offspring with every other race, but like, I feel like a lot of books don't. Everyone like.
I'm of the opinion that like it would be like a 50-50 chance of which species it takes over.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like some
Oh.
sort of like dominant recessive thing.
So,
That being
so
said,
like
there is a
recessive trait?
Oh,
How dare you?
hold on. That being said, there is the worst. 3.5 has a reference book for everything, right? There is the worst 3.5 reference book out there, which is like sex and like sex subclasses.
Oh yeah,
and
we've looked at
stuff.
this before.
And in that book, there is a table about fertility of one race with other races, and what offspring is born.
I
I do
didn't know
remember
that
hearing, I
part.
don't know if it was this or an older version, that like in some version, you could have an offspring that was between an elf and a dwarf, and it was called a dwelf, and that just sounds stupid.
It was also the worst. It was also the worst aspects of each race. So like, it had like the strength of an elf, and the dexterity of a dwarf.
That's rough.
That
Um,
just sucks.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
Stronger
half-life.
than Hector.
What?
I think I'm stronger than Hector.
Oh really?
Yeah, maybe. I have a lot of strength.
No, I don't think you are. You're not.
I'm not. Oh, shit. I'm stronger than 2 of the people here.
Any hoodles.
I mean, that's not saying something.
I'm going to hit the stop
You're
streaming
not
button
on the
now.
weak group.
Yeah, I'm not on the weak crew.
Bye. So long. Like and
Bye.
subscribe.
And, like, so we need to come saying this and stop working.
Ring that bell.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Not really. Fuck them. Unless they pay me.
Actually.
Buy whatever
Oh, or
drink
at
now
Spice
that's
Spray.
better.
Hey.
Please
Hey,
pay
guys.
us
I
Shadow
would-
Legends.
I would accept a sponsorship from Stretchers.